watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good evening, and thank you for sharing part of your evening with us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Kevon Dupree. Ben Dennis has the night off. We want to begin tonight with a check of the weather. For that, let's bring in meteorologist Scott Sumner. And Scott, another hot, humid day here in the DMV. I understand we're still currently under a heat advisory.
That is correct, Kevon. Let's take a look at that heat advisory. Graphically, you see here, we're seeing those counties that are shaded here in orange until 7 o'clock. That includes PG County, Calvert County, and points south of there in southern Maryland, and nothing in western Maryland, but Fairfax County, and then points south down towards Orange and Spotsylvania County, as well as Madison County. So we do have that heat advisory until 7 o'clock. Right now we're seeing 82 degrees and some thunderstorms in and around the area. It feels like it's 90 outside, so the heat is out there. Here's our local latest radar at 6 o'clock right here. You can see one little shower. Got a little hefty at times. I've heard some thunder from it, but nothing severe with it. It will be impacting Camp Springs at 621, Clinton at 627. And further down towards the south, we see some more showers here around Madison, O'Neill, Fletcher, and Hood. That is down towards Madison County. Now, with that being said, a lot of this will come to an end over the next, 4 hours or so, as we'll have some of those showers, our future radar showing, moving from west to east here over the next 2 hours anyway. I'll talk more about the weather for tonight and beyond with the full 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. A Maryland nonprofit isn't letting the extreme heat get in the way of serving its community. Staff members and volunteers of the Up-County Hub handed out food to more than 200 families in Montgomery Village Friday. They say working in the heat is tough, but it's worth seeing all the smiles.
People are so gracious and so thankful for the food, and I'm just happy that we can contribute a little bit to facilitating that.
Just to see all the cars and, like you said, all the people that we're able to help, it just means a lot, and it just really makes me feel good to know that I am helping.
The Up-County Hub hosts drive-through food distributions 3 days per week. And developing now, the mayor of a small western Maryland town ravaged by floods earlier this year is sharing her frustration after FEMA recently denied the state's request for help. The governor asked for millions of dollars needed to rebuild hundreds of homes, roads, schools, and businesses. DC News Now's Max Marcilla has more.
The Westernport, Maryland mayor says it has been a tough recovery with some milestones, including Thursday's milestone of the last damaged business on Main Street opening back up. But still, she tells us that the denial of these resources from the federal government is leaving her confused and worrying that this could harm the people who call her town home. The damage to this town of less than 2,000 from storms back in May was unbelievable. We were on the ground as Maryland Governor Wes Moore toured the site with Mayor Judy Hamilton. The town's library was covered in mud. It's since been gutted. Students at the school had to be evacuated by boat, and yet 2 months later, FEMA has denied the request from Allegheny and Garrett counties for millions of dollars in relief. Maryland is appealing the decision.
Without that FEMA funding, I foresee us having an even longer road ahead of us.
We spoke with Mayor Hamilton on the phone. She says there's still damage to roads. They don't have a post office, and many homeowners need help.
At a lot of homes, the bottom floors are gutted out in the homes. They've gutted them out. Now they need the resources.
And this isn't about politics. This is about standing with our people.
Governor Moore is blaming the Trump administration. We asked Mayor Hamilton if she thinks politics played a role.
I would hope that politics was not ever put into a decision, but it does make you wonder.
Now, sources familiar with the disaster request say it was not politics, but rather policy, why the denial was issued. The mayor says she hasn't been given a clear reason one way or the other. Now, as for its part, the White House did come out with a statement which reads in part, the president responds to each request for federal assistance under the Stafford Act with great care and consideration, ensuring American tax dollars are used appropriately and efficiently by the states to supplement, not substitute, their obligation to respond to and recover from disasters. Reporting at FEMA headquarters in Southwest Washington, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
New tonight, an investigation is underway after a man was found shot to death along Laurel Road. The man was found last night just before 10:30 on Laurel Bowie Road. Prince George's County police officials say he died at the scene. Police have not released his name as they continue their investigation. All westbound lanes are closed on I-695 in D.C. after a man was ejected from his vehicle during a crash this morning. Officials say the crash happened right before 10:20 a.m. near Exit 2 in M Street Southeast. The man who was thrown from his vehicle has critical injuries and was flown to a trauma center for treatment. Drivers are encouraged to seek alternate routes as all westbound lanes remain closed. 4 people were taken to the hospital after a car struck a parked D.C. police cruiser in Southeast on Friday. According to officials, the crash happened right before 10 p.m. on Benning Road. The crash injured 2 MPD officers who were sitting inside the cruiser and 2 people who were in the striking vehicle. We're told all 4 people have non-life-threatening injuries. Today, there was a grand opening ceremony of a park honoring a firefighter who lost his life in a Sterling house explosion last year. The Trevor Brown Memorial Park grand opening took place this morning, as today would have been Brown's 46th birthday. Brown lost his life on February 16, 2024, after a home explosion took place, which also injured 11 firefighters and 2 others. On Monday, a jury in Loudoun County convicted a propane service manager of involuntary manslaughter because of the incident. The blast leveled the home, and now the community has decided to turn the place of tragedy into a site of healing. Those who helped build the park say they wanted to create a space that would hold Brown's memory forever.
The significance of the park is that we needed to build something for Trevor that would be here forever, and this will be here forever.
Organizers also say they want this park for the community to come together and hopefully bring better memories. Coming up at 6:30, we'll have live coverage on that ceremony. Some good news for Metro riders. WMATA is wrapping up summer construction on the Blue Line. Franconia, Springfield, and Van Dorn Metro stations will reopen tomorrow. Crews updated the train control signaling system, rails, and lighting. It's aimed to make Metro safer and more reliable. WMATA will start construction on the southern end of the Green Line. That begins on August 2nd and goes through August 31st. Now to the Washington Commanders' potential move back to the district. Blocks from the old RFK site where a new stadium could be built, signs like this are popping up. The team and city leaders announcing a tentative deal with a first vote next week. The $4 billion project is set to bring $949 million in tax revenue and investment to D.C. It includes a roof stadium with 65,000 seats, plus 6,000 residential units, as well as parking, retail, and green space. But not everyone is thrilled about having the Commanders as neighbors. People living in Ward 7 are preparing remarks for City Council ahead of 2 crucial votes needed to get the proposal over the goal line.
From pomp and circumstance.
So when I gave the council the deal, we were on the 1-yard line. Now we on a half-yard line.
To community consideration. At Tabernacle Baptist Church in the Burrville neighborhood of Northeast, residents are learning more about the latest deal to bring the Commanders back to town, but also to write testimonies about how they hope Ward 7 will benefit.
Whilst many people feel it's a done deal, but we should get something out of it, you know, and as I understand now that we're not getting very much to community in terms of benefits.
And it had
Event organizer Olivia Buckley with the Washington Interfaith Network saying they're for the team to come back, but hope council will make tweaks to the deal to improve quality of life. Buckley's helping people prepare their remarks for council.
And to get pointers on how to do that so that they feel confident in front of the council if they're doing it in person, or to be able to write something that they feel proud of.
In the deal announced Thursday, D.C. is reportedly expected to receive up to $949 million in tax revenue and other support, including taxes from parking, merchandise, food, and beverages. The Commanders will also commit to fund $50 million in community benefits. In return, D.C. will pay around $1 billion in infrastructure and other costs. While some council members have enthusiastically supported the deal, including Wendell Felder here in Ward 7, others aren't as supportive. But for now,
before I even bought my home 8 years,
residents prepare for what they hope to gain if the team returns.
And D.C. Council is hosting 2 public hearings next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then the first vote is Friday. The second vote is scheduled for September 17th.